Hello and welcome to our news roundup. The year 2019 was a special year that marked the modern history of Algeria. By the end of February, and precisely the 22nd, demanding radical change of the whole system and establishing a state of law and right, massive popular protests broke out against the fifth term of the ex-president. The situation could have gone worse at the security level, seeing the many plots woven targeting the stability of the country. But thanks to the intervention of late Deputy Minister of Defense, Chief of Staff of the National People's Army, Lieutenant General Ahmed Gaid Saleh, the worst was averted. He made a commitment to accompany the people in their protests, assuring the safety of the citizens and the stability of the country. He called for putting Articles 7, 8, and 102 of the Constitution into effect, and thus the ex-president was ousted on April 2nd. The army accompanied all the state's institutions to ensure the management of the state's affairs until the head of state Abdelkader bin Saleh took office temporarily, who along with the army engaged in the organization of a national inclusive conference for mediation and dialogue that united political parties, associations, and civil society. In a speech to the nation on September 15th, and after calling off two presidential election dates, the head of state bin Saleh announced the holding of a presidential election on December 12, 2019. Among the five candidates running for president, Abdelmajid Tebboune, with the determination to fight corruption, restore the trust with the people, open a serious dialogue with the protest movement, build a new republic, he won. The President of the Republic, during his first address to the nation, he promised to open the door for dialogue and conduct a serious and profound reform of the Constitution through a popular referendum. The year 2019 was a perilous one at the economic level because of the political and social crisis which could have impacted the national economy, already fragile due to the global economic crisis due to the plummeting of oil revenues. The latter pushed the government to amend the hydrocarbon law so as to entice foreign investment outside hydrocarbon and at the same time increase the production of gas as well. According to some observers, due to the 10-month popular protests, many entrepreneurs found themselves unable to operate and many of their projects remained pending. In addition to that, many big businessmen were sued for corruption files, and this put several people out of work and made the already frail job market at risk. However, the new president of the republic made many promises that the Algerian people are still waiting for their concretization so as to set the national economy free. Nevertheless, despite the dire situation, the Algerian national football team managed to bring joy to the hearts of millions of Algerians as they won the 2019 African Cup of Nations in Egypt. Algeria claimed the top trophy in African football for the second time in its history.
On the eve of the new year, the general manager of the Algerian television, Salim Erbahi, presided over a ceremony where figures who have marked the Algerian television were honored for the efforts they made during their career. In a moving atmosphere, but also recognition that Laylat al-Takrim, or the awarded night, a tribute show, was held to the prominent figures who marked the Algerian media. This ceremony harks back to the most important milestones that Algeria experienced this year, but also pays tribute to the late Deputy Minister of National Defense, Chief of Staff of National People's Army, Lieutenant General Ahmed Gaid Saleh. His path and the last years he spent at the service of Algeria were traced during this event.
The end of each year usually rhymes with discounts, sales that are in appearance so attractive and appealing to most consumers. Some businesses offer 50% discounts for any second items purchased, and others hope to attract end-of-the-year buyers for whom they make better sales than usual. And it works. People come flocking as if their habit for such period of the year. Still, shopping on the last day of the year is a choice some consumers try at their own risk, while wanting to take advantage of promotional end-of-the-year sales offered by so many shops and brands. Here are offers that are so attractive, but what do consumers truly think of them? Some consumers, though, don't see them as such, as they are aware that some shops would increase their prices and then fake discount them up to 50%. Some don't even notice that there are discounted sales, and others would advise to check the prices displayed before the end of the year sales. One thing, though, was hoped by all the people interviewed, as they all expressed one common wish for a better tomorrow for the promising new year of 2020.
An urgent meeting was held today in Cairo to discuss the Libyan crisis. The Arab League, which called for the summit, stressed the necessity not to meddle in the Libyan affairs, while Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan plans to send troops to the region to back the Tripoli National Unity Government. Member countries also expressed their deep concern for the military escalation, which further worsens the situation in Libya and threatens the security and stability of neighboring countries and the entire region as well. Arab League meeting takes place as Turkish parliament is getting ready to discuss a memorandum submitted by presidency requesting to send troops to Libya. On the ground, fight is still going on between forces of the National Government Union, recognized by the international community, and forces belonging to the retired general Khalifa Haftar, who is always in quest of entering the capital Tripoli. It is worth recalling that since the outbreak of the conflict, more than 280 civilians have been killed and thousands of Libyans have been displaced, according to the United Nations organization.
Oran, the pearl of Western Algeria, is getting ready to host the 2021 Mediterranean Games, according to Selim Ilas, the general manager of this major sporting event. Selim Ilas said that the current situation of the country pushed them to seek much more transparency in terms of the work they do, so as to ensure all the progress of the preparations and the tasks of each commission. He added that an international event like this hasn't been organized since 1976, so the pressure is enormous. He underlined that such an event could only succeed with the availability of volunteers and the presence of quality. The Oran Mediterranean Games will take place from June 20th to July 5th, 2021, with 23 sport disciplines, and 18 months are left to raise the curtains and meet the expectations.
Now let's head to a well-renowned touristic area in the province of Gardaya in southern Algeria, with all its cultural and human legacy under the palm trees and the prodigious agricultural areas capable of giving a fruit of the land of local flavors. Visiting the municipal market is a must for a wonderful experience. With all its rich color and flavor, locally grown vegetable and fruit, and friendly vendors at every corner of the market, as well as a motherland capable of generously feeding its people. The most prominent feature in this market is its natural, pure and healthy products, to the great joy of the local inhabitants who flock to this market regularly to cover their needs.
إذا شكرتم لأزيدنكم قال الله تعالى هكذا.
That's it for our news edition. Thanks for your attention. Goodbye and Happy New Year.